guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma and I am so glad to have you here with me today. We are doing a fun video. We are making five looks with the Aurora Struck palette by Colourpop. This palette is beautiful. I bought this with my own money the day it released and I have been enjoying playing around with it, and today I'm going to show you how to make 5 different looks. Here is a quick look at the actual palette. All of the names all have to do with the Aurora lights. You can see that there is quite a lot of different type of colors in here, different shades from lighter to darker. We've got purples, we've got greens, we've got blues, we've even got some grays. These are beautiful, beautiful, rich colors. Since I have played with this, I'm going to let you know that like all of the Colourpop palettes, there is a decent amount of fallout. So I personally will always be putting the rest of my face on after I make my eye looks. That just helps protect the rest of the face from all the other colors. Now I will say, even though this does have a lot of fallout, this has a lot less than most of their other palettes. So that has been something I have really enjoyed. The formula in this palette I feel like is better than most of their other palettes. So I put the work into making this palette beautiful. And look at that packaging. Isn't that gorgeous? So this is again from Colourpop. This is one of their newest releases, and I will have a link to their website down below. If I have like a friend link, I will also put that there in case you've never bought from them before and you want to. It will probably give you a few bucks off and give me a few dollars, but it is not a sponsored link or anything like that. And I don't even know if I still have one because it doesn't always stay active. But if it is, it will be down below. I will also have down below the names of each of the colors that I use in each look. The reason why I am doing this type of video is because I want to help people learn how to better use the makeup they have, and when they get new makeup, I want to help them not be afraid to jump right in and get started with it. So either grab a drink and watch along, or maybe do your makeup with me. I don't know. Let's make some of these looks today together. And the first look we're jumping into is actually this one right here. So I apologize for the amount of frizz you probably will see on this screen in this hair. It's doing something. Also, we are having a lot of wind, so I apologize for that because I'm pretty sure you're going to end up hearing a lot of the wind. Okay, so to start off with our first look in this video, we are going to do something. I don't know. I'm thinking of doing like something around this lighter green called Arctic Fox. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do exactly. So we're kind of going to play around. Thinking honestly of staying in this quad here. So this one, this one, this one, and this one. So that would be So Lit, Spiraling, Great Earth, and Arctic Fox. That's what. So I have nothing on my face except for moisturizer from earlier and chapstick. I'm not going to do a primer. Instead, I'm going to do an all over lid shade that'll kind of help to get rid of the not get rid of, but like help with the blueness that I have and the natural just colors in there, kind of help to even out the colors. So first I think I'm going to go in with Spiraling, which is this shade right here, and I'm going to do that kind of as an all over lid look. This one has a little bit more fallout than some of the others, so I'm going to tap some of that off. And then I'm just going to go in over here, and you can see it's a very light color, but for my purpose, I'm really good with that because it's kind of just helping to even out all the color in my eyelid already. So can you see a difference between this eye and this eye? Hopefully you can. I can definitely see a difference. It's like it just evened out the skin on this side versus this side has a lot of different colors all in it. So I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Okay, there is that base. And I enjoy doing it that way versus a primer, just because sometimes primers can crease and there are tricks and trips. There are ways to make that not happen. But right now I want to focus on making looks and not that. So that's why we went in with this. Okay, next I think we're gonna go in with Gray Earth, which is this one right here. And not quite sure what I'm gonna do with this one. This one has some fallout. They all have some fallout, but they're not as bad as other ones. So I'm gonna go, I think I'm gonna use this as a transition shade. So for that, I'm gonna do like a little bit on the edge here and then some in this crease. And I think today I'm gonna bring it all the way over here crease-wise. It's not all over the lid, like it's not anywhere here. It's just on this outer corner and in this crease and up a little bit. And that is a pretty light, really light blue color. And I know in the pan it looks like it has some sparkle, but on the lid there's very little sparkle. So I kind of enjoy that. I don't know, it could be just that with using a brush it's not picking up the sparkle as much, or maybe with tapping it off I'm getting a lot of that sparkle off. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm really enjoying the way that this is looking so far. So again, that outer corner and then up in the crease. And yes, my this makeup brush I'm using right now does have a blue tint at the end of it, so it doesn't look that blue. The actual color is not that blue. And this is another very light shade. And I think that's really cool because I think it's going to make the brightness of that Arctic Fox that I'm really looking forward to using really pop. All right, so I am just making sure that I like the way that that is, and I can always come back in with this shade a little bit later if I need to clean up a bit. But I want to kind of make sure that I have as much of the transition part taken care of as I need to. So if you feel like you need to make this darker, go ahead and do that. If you like it lighter, then stick with lighter. Okay, once you've gotten your color to a shade you like, you'll move in to your next color. And for me, that is going to be the Arctic Fox, which is this beautiful color right here. I'm so looking forward to using this one. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of a thicker brush, kind of a packing brush. I will say, picking up on the brush, I'm getting not as much color as I would like, but I am getting a lot of powder, but it's not coming up very pigmented. So we'll see how this works. I might switch gears and use my finger, but I want to put this on the outer corner, kind of at an angle if I can, kind of like halfway out. Let's see if this works. Okay. I'm gonna use a different mirror so I can see better. Okay, I don't like the way that this is going on with a brush. I don't know if you can see that, but it's very patchy and it's not very bright. Hopefully you can see what I'm talking about. So I think It could be that I'm using a brush that really shouldn't be used for it, or it could be that it's just gonna work better with my finger. So I don't really do a lot of finger, like I don't really tend to use my finger for the outer corner a lot, but I'm thinking that might be needed. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna do the exact same on the other side with the brush, even though it's not working all that great, just so that they're kind of even. And when I go in with my finger, it's gonna be working evenly on each side, hopefully. This I went on a little bit deeper, but it honestly is very chalky looking. Okay, we're switching gears. Let's go in with the finger. And look at how pretty that looks. Hopefully you can see that. Oh, that is already so much better. Okay. So the color is popping a lot better this way, but I will say it's giving me this fake texture look almost. It's giving me, making it look like I have texture on my eyelid where I don't actually have texture. This might be one of those shades that maybe you need to use a dampened brush for, or maybe just as an inner corner. Not sure. It's a really pretty color, but it's just not performing the way that I was anticipating it to perform. And that just kind of happens sometimes. Okay. That just kind of isn't doing it for me. I like the color, but I need to figure something out because it is very patchy. Hopefully you can see that. Less patchy on this side, but this side is giving more texture versus this side is very patchy. Hopefully you're able to see that. I'm trying to lean in a little bit better to give you a better look, but okay, I think I'm going to try using the okay. I'm not positive about this, but we're gonna do this anyways. We're gonna trust the process. I'm gonna go in with Journey in the inner corner, and then over the Arctic Fox, I will go in with this chunky So Lit. Now, that might be a mistake because it's already giving me texture, but I feel like maybe if there's like a chunky sparkle to it, it'll look like it's supposed to look like that. That's what I'm hoping for. So first we're gonna go in with Journey. Beautiful, bright, beautiful, beautiful blue. Hopefully you can see that well. We're gonna go on the inner corner. That is actually a really pretty color difference, like between the two colors there. I actually really like that. Gives it a very unique look. I don't think I've seen many looks like that before, but that's what we're doing here today. We're making looks and having fun with our makeup. It might not end up being a look you like, but hopefully one of these looks are. All right, let me go into the other corner real quick. Okay, those two colors actually I really like together. I think that's very unique. And I feel like it kind of helped tone down the textured look that I was getting on this side. So you could leave it like this if you wanted something more subtle. I want a little bit more elevated, and I do feel like I still need to take care of the patchiness that I am finding on with the Arctic Fox. So before I go in with that, I'm gonna go back into that sparkling one that we first started with and just kind of even things out a little bit. Yeah, kind of makes it blend a little bit better. Look at what that did. I think that is really pretty in that inner corner. Kind of toned down that blue so it wasn't as bright. That is so chunky. Can you see that? I'm going to get one of my brushes and kind of like try to get some of that chunkiness off, because I don't want it like super chunky, but I really like that color. This might be a mistake, but we're gonna find out together. Just lightly patting it. I think that actually blended that well. Okay. Go back in, get some of that chunkiness off with a brush just lightly, because I don't want to take too much of it off. And then pat all around the eye. I take that brush that I used to get the chunkiness off and kind of help it matte it down a little bit by just lightly pressing, not really like swirling or anything, just like a light press in. There we go. Okay, that actually made that work really well. That blended the two colors in so well to where, like, I don't know, I feel like that's really pretty. Okay, and I might mess this up right now because I want to go back in with more of that Arctic fox. I know, you're all probably being like, wait, we just fixed the Arctic fox. Why are we going back in? Because I don't see enough of it. But I'm going to use my fingers straight in this time. That's beautiful. And I'm going to pat. Just there. Oh, yeah. Okay. There we go. Now that's the way you're going to use Arctic fox. All right, back on this side. Just lightly patting. That is perfect. Okay, this is the look I was envisioning. Now, I think I am going to try to take that brush that I was using for Arctic fox, and I'm not going to add anything extra to it. I'm just going to go on the lower lash line and see if I can bring a little bit of that color in without hopefully the chalkiness. Sometimes it works better if you look up while you're doing it. I'm cleaning this up just very carefully because there was some fallout with those shades. I'm gonna go quickly put on the rest of the face and then come back and show you what it looks like. Hopefully the hair looks better now, but here is the final look. I really enjoy the way that this turned out. I feel like this would be really pretty for a night out on the town, maybe a black dress, even just some jeans and like a black top. Okay guys, here is just a look at this in a more natural light setting, so you can kind of get an idea of what this might look like on you, and you can of course deepen this as you go. Next up, we're going to go in and make another look, this one starting with Stormy Much, and we are starting with that on the outer corner and putting that in the crease area. And I'm going to continue to blend this out and darken this until it gets to a point that I kind of enjoy this. I'm going for a darker look for this one. You could of course blend it out to make it much lighter, but I will let you know that these particular shades I'm using in this look are pretty dark, very pigmented, and I'm actually very pleased by that. Stormy Much didn't have much of a fallout, which I was very pleased by, but some of these other colors are going to. Next up, we're going into Orca. Beautiful, beautiful deep blue. I'm going in kind of at an angle here, and that's really a look that I enjoy doing, but I don't always succeed with this angled look, and I'm sure that that just takes some practice, and we'll practice that together. When you're putting this on, you're gonna want to tap it versus like doing circular motion. until it's all kind of on the lid already, and then you can do a little bit of circular motion if you like, making sure to get that outer corner deepened and brought all the way to the edge where you like it. And then you can also bring it a little bit under the eye. Do not put your brush back into the color or it'll be just way too dark. Lastly, I'm going to go in with Journey, and this is such a beautiful color. And this right here you're about to see, I put this on and got so excited. I was not expecting this look to pop the way it did. I really got very happy about this, and I know that this is a look that I will be recreating a lot of times. I don't know, are you getting the same vibes I'm getting from this? Have you ever heard of the like denim and diamonds type events? I think this look would be perfect for that. I think this look is definitely my favorite of the six. I think it's 6 of the 6 that I made. And here I'm just cleaning up the little bit of fallout because Stormy Much didn't have much fallout, but Orca did. And then this is with all the rest of the makeup on. You can see how it all came together. Really love the way that this pops even in other light, and you're gonna see that here in just a minute with a photo. See, it's just such a beautiful, beautiful color combo here. For this third look, we're going to start with spiraling, and we're just going to put that all over the lid and bring it up just a little bit past the crease, and it helps to blend out my natural colors. It is a very light color, so it's easy to work with. Then we're going to go in with this beautiful color called Phenomenon, and it is much deeper, more pigmented than I was initially expecting, but absolutely love that it is. That we are taking on the outer corner and the crease line, and once I have it all pretty much off of the brush, I then go in with the brush and bring it up a little bit, but not too far because it is such a dark color. I don't want to bring it too close to my brows. And I'm just going to continue to deepen this until it gets to a color that I like. This one blended really, really well, so I think it'd be easy to keep light and it not look patchy, but you can absolutely also build it into something deeper as I am here. Then I'm going in with In Orbit, and that's a beautiful sparkly green, and that's just gonna be on starting like the, not necessarily the center lid, but a little bit centered, and then going towards the inner corner. And I really enjoy the way that this blended out with the finger. I don't think that this shade would work very well with a brush. Then I went in and just cleaned that up a little bit, and then went in with Arctic Fox again. I absolutely I keep getting drawn to this one, and this I use in the inner corner. It really is a great inner corner shade using your finger. Using a brush and everything, it doesn't really work all that great, but this one I feel like worked very well. And then I am cleaning this up because unfortunately these shades did have a decent amount of fallout. And then going back in with that brush that had the spiraling shade and just kind of making sure that I don't have too much of a harsh corner. Of course, on one side I kind of messed that up a little bit, but that's all right. And here I am with all of the face done, and a lip color that I think I picked okay, but I don't know, I could have gone lighter to make the eyes look better. I don't know. I was just really feeling that lip color today. Here is some picture with slightly different lighting, so you can again see what it would look like. For this fourth look, we are starting with Geomagnetic, and just doing all of that lid and bringing it up into the crease. Not going too high with this one. This one is very good at blending colors. Then I'm going with Icelandic, and this was a beautiful color to deepen that outer corner. And again, a little bit into the crease, but not too much. And you can make this one a lot darker if you wanted to. I was kind of going for more of like a sparkly, toned down look, like think silvery look. It's kind of what I was hoping for, but with, of course, a gray undertone. Then lastly, I went in with High Altitude. Look at that sparkle. Absolutely beautiful. And that gave me that silvery look I was hoping for. Now you can pat this on, or you can kind of give it a little bit of a rub on. I honestly would suggest, no matter what you do it equally on both sides. As you can see here, I wanted to play around with this a little bit, so you're gonna see that the side that I patted on with my finger is very bright and bold. The side that I used the brush on gets a little bit of a sparkly, but it's so toned down. So depending on what kind of look you're going for, those are two ways you could use this shade. And it just shows you an example of how a different application leads to different processes. Now, because I did the brush initially and then did the patting of the finger on that eye, you're gonna see that those eyes are still going to look different from each other. And then I tried to even it out on one side with the brush, and it just did not work. And I got to a point where I just kind of had to clean things up because that sparkly shade has so much fallout. This is why I do not like to do my face makeup until after my eyes for really any of the Colourpop products. Alright, then I'm going back in with that Icelandic color just to deepen out the outer corners a little bit. And I really got it to a point where I liked both eyes, but you can definitely tell that both eyes have a slightly different look because they had slightly different application process. All right, and here it is with the rest of the makeup on. Really, this could be subtle or it can be a beautiful night out look. And again, I'm going to give you a look at it in a couple different lights. And then for the last two looks, I do not have any video, so I'm going to quickly tell you what I used. So for look number 5, we used No Sleep all over the lid and made it darker on the outer corner. And then we went in with Borealis to tap on the center of the lid, and then ending with Solar Vibes on the inner corner to kind of give it a little bit of a pop. You can tell that pink is actually working really well. Oh, and I did use a lid primer for this color combo, and that really helped a lot because I did try it without a lid primer and you could barely see the pink. And then lastly, look number 6. I absolutely love this. This is more of a purpley look. We started with Bucket List, and that was all over. Then we moved into Midnight Sun, which was all over the lid, only the lid, and then Stargazing on the inner corner, and then finish it off with Comet Seekin on most of the lid, and that was that sparkly look that you see there. So you can tell you can get quite a few different looks from just this one palette. Which look was your favorite? If you enjoyed this video and you would like to see me make more looks from more palettes, leave me a comment below and maybe consider subscribing so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Today has been amazing. I loved working with Aurora Struck. This palette I think is probably gonna overtake all of my other palettes because this was such a fun one to play with. I will probably be able to use this through many seasons, and I am excited to see what more looks I can come up with. If you have this palette and you have some looks that you think I should give a try, let me know in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video very soon.